With us now, you saw him a bit earlier, North Carolina Congressman Greg Murphy. Sir, welcome back to National Report. It's nice to see you. I know as a licensed medical doctor yourself, I just wanted to ask you your thoughts on, again, these ban on gender-altering procedures for minors. Is this the right move?
I believe it is, Emma. You know, if you think back on childhood and look at this, when girls were tom girls or were boys, if they played with Barbies, it's just what happened. There is a normal period of psychological transformation where every 5-year-old kid goes through. But sadly enough, if parents, if teachers, if some other adults are then going to prey upon them with an agenda and push them in a certain direction, now we've seen this absolute explosion into what we've seen as far as who are you at 5 years old or 6-year-old or even 10 years old. And the fact that physicians want to prescribe life-altering, and I'll say this again, life-altering medications to children, in my opinion, is absolute. As a urologist, as a medical practitioner of 35 plus years, it's absolute, in my opinion, malpractice. Because what you're dealing with is a psychiatric issue. Sadly enough, these kids have a almost 40% chance of committing suicide. And doing all these other things doesn't change that risk. And so you're changing their lives at a time where these children absolutely do not have the mental and cognitive faculty to make life-altering decisions. So I think it's absolutely the right reason.
As we saw, ultimately, it was the Republican supermajority in the state legislature which overrode the Democratic governor's veto of these proposed legislations. And so there are some criticisms here. There's some opponents. I want to play these sound. These are those who object to ultimately what happened in North Carolina.
Today's veto overrides are really just another example of fighting culture wars instead of fighting for our school children.
Found time to override the governor's veto on a bill that would allow more children to attend failing charter schools, but we've failed our teachers and our state employees because they don't know how much they be paid.
It's really a devastating moment for us. I mean, the General Assembly has been gone almost this entire summer. We don't have a budget. They haven't fully expanded Medicaid, but yet they come today to override Governor Cooper's veto.
Congressman, what's your response to that criticism?
Well, I mean, you know, people are inclined to their opinions for sure, but just, sadly enough, we're preying on kids here. The political progressive left that is pushing an agenda is preying on children. And no, absolutely, I think the General Assembly, acted absolutely appropriately. This is nonsense. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, who would have been thinking about this? These kids have been there. I mean, the adults have been there all the time. But now it's a political agenda that's now pushed into medicine. And we're seeing so much even this in medical schools. I believe it's absolute malpractice. And I will say, Emma, this. I believe this is the largest mass hysteria peer pressure event in history because it's pushing people to do something that innately and medically, in my opinion, they also know is wrong, but they're being pushed by peers to do it.
All right. Very interesting. We'll have to leave it right there. North Carolina Congressman Greg Murphy joining us this Friday. Thank you, sir.